Hey guys, I wanted to share with you an ordeal that I've been going through for the last year. Before I begin, however, I should inform you that I'm on CMISP, or County Medically Indigenous Service Program, which is to say that the county is paying for my medical bills. As such, you can imagine that the services at the county clinic is less than optimal. A year ago, in September of '08, I went to the county clinic to see a doctor because I had a mass on my back. It had been growing for some time, and previous visits to the county clinic had resulted in the doctors taking measurements and jotting down notes. Two different doctors on two different occasions had assured me that whatever this mass was, it was not cancer. But because those visits were about other problems, no other action was taken on this matter. This visit, however, I had made just to formally request a referral to have this mass removed. It had really gotten to bother me. The doctor filed the paperwork, and we were off and running. Now, about 3 months later, towards the end of December, after several calls to find out why the referral hadn't gone through yet, it finally went through, and I was referred to a plastic surgeon at the University of California, Davis Hospital. It should also be mentioned that I am diabetic. Just after the first of the year, when I went to see this plastic surgeon, my blood sugar was a bit high, so they wanted me to get it under control before they could do any surgery. This was my fault, and I admit to that. By the beginning of April, I had it under control and went in for surgery by the 6th of April. Now, I was expecting to come out of this surgery with a little tiny hole. I mean, you've seen the mass. While it was large outside, the base was much smaller. I also expected this to be a single surgery. And this is what I came out with. They have removed a large amount of my back tissue and sent some of it off to be tested. Now, you can't really see it here, but that's about 1 to 1.5 inches deep. I had a cup holder installed in the middle of my back. I originally didn't even see the hole. For the first week, I had a bandage on it, and apparently they had placed a sponge in the hole and stapled cadaver skin over the top of that to hold it in place. Yeah, the nurse actually let it slip that I had a dead person's skin stapled on my back. They weren't going to tell me that originally. I guess it's common practice. Now, this was a temporary patch that was removed a week later. I lived with this hole for about another 3 weeks. The test came back, and guess what? Melanoma. Yeah, cancer. On the 5th of May, I went back into surgery where they closed up the hole, pinched it in, and they sewed it in, it was sewed, sutures. Since then, the center of it opened back up into a smaller hole than I had before, but it was just about as deep. This was to be expected as the center was under a lot of tension. We kind of expected that to happen. We let that heal on its own, and over the course of the next few months, it filled in slowly and skinned over. This is how it looks today. As you can see, I can finally go without a bandage on, although it is still a bit thin-skinned. I do occasionally ruin a t-shirt, but this is becoming less and less often. In the meantime, I got a referral to an oncologist, also at UC Davis. He had informed me that there's a chance that the cancer could have spread, or that it could have started elsewhere and spread to this location. In either case, because of the location of the cancer, they couldn't biopsy any lymph nodes. There was just no way of telling which lymph node to check. Basically, I came with central heat and cancer. So what was decided on instead was for me to have a PET scan and see if anything lit up. This was scheduled for the beginning of July, but again, because of my blood sugar levels, I was unable to do the PET scan. I'd shown up, but they couldn't do it. So it was rescheduled for the 8th of September. I had gotten my blood sugar under control again. I was looking forward to getting this done and getting an answer. Now that you brought up to speed on all of that, here comes the part that has me very concerned. On the evening of the 4th of September, a Friday evening just before the PET scan, Monday being a holiday, I received a call from the oncologist's office. This county is no longer using UC Davis as an authorized third-party medical practitioner. As such, the PET scan, should I have shown up, would not be paid for. This left me with no choice but to cancel the appointment. This also left me without an oncologist. This means I have to start over. I'm back to where I was a year ago. I went to the clinic last week, and the earliest I can get seen by a general practitioner, the earliest I can get into my clinic doctor, is October 26th. I have to wait 2 months to get in just to start the referral process over. I figure it'll be another 3 to 5 months after that to get into the new oncologist's office, and then I have to bring that new oncologist up to speed on everything thus far. Thank God I took pictures. It may be anywhere from 6 to 9 months just to get back to where I was a couple of weeks ago. I look forward to calling myself a cancer survivor. However, the jury is still out on the survivor part. In fact, they aren't just out, they took a vacation. I have to live with the anxiety of not knowing for another 1/2 to 3/4 of a year. This is my story, one among many. My brother has a similar story as of late with a recent bout with pancreatitis. For a while there, we had doubts as to whether we were going to be stuck with a $200,000 bill from UC Davis for his stay in the intensive care unit, plus several hospital stays after that. He is finally able to eat and keep the food down, and he is also qualified for CMIC. Luckily, they are also going to cover the bill. Whew, dodged a bullet. Now, I don't know if this is just a County of Sacramento thing, or if this is average for the whole state of California, or maybe it's national health care, but whatever it is, it's just wrong. It's majorly screwed up. We need to look towards Canada or other nations that are spending a fraction of the cost per person while providing much better health care. We need to identify what it is we're doing wrong, because we are definitely doing something wrong here. Any comments? Please rate and comment below. Thank you for listening.